The next poet is an excellent writer. There's a friend of mine who lives in Mount Olive who occasionally drives every Friday to eat food and give his judgments on poetry.
Occasionally drives every Friday?
Yeah. He occasionally drives every Friday. Exactly that. He sometimes comes, but on a regular basis. Anyway, he told me that there was one poet he really, really liked in word salad, and it's the next poet we have coming up to read. He said that he judged poets by their ability to handle the line. He doesn't read the content because he thinks if they're able to handle a line, then what they say is worth saying. The next writer is Andrea Young.
The first poem I'm going to read is called Sucker Punched, and I never had much faith in this particular piece until Kevin read it one night and really, really liked it and said, no, I had to go back and read it, so I asked to go back and read it again. So, without further ado, well, let me preface it by saying I had a friend, I lived in Cleveland for a number of years, and had a very good friend there named Dennis. And we worked together, and for a number of years we worked together. And then I moved out to California, and while I was in California, Dennis got married in Cleveland. And shortly after, a couple years after I was out there, Dennis and his wife decided to move to California. The company I was working for was looking for another chemist and had gotten his resume, and I said, yeah, he's a great guy. He had a PhD in chemistry. He's a great guy, you know, bring him in. So Dennis ended up working with me again at a company in California. So now, without further ado,
It is in word salad.
it is in word salad. It is, much to my surprise and delight. Sucker Punched. 9 words. He took me by surprise with a 9-word email, and 4 of those were names. Hi, Andrea. Bad news. Dennis Young committed suicide. August. Physically repulsed by the screen, by the keyboard, I sucked in my breath and jumped back, staring in horror which caved to disbelief. Dennis, I knew you in Cleveland. We sat poolside. You tried to guess girls' bra sizes. I put my hand on your knee once. Your skin was flawless, oriental, smooth. So unpresumptuous, even with your PhD in chemistry. You were one of us, disgruntled at the injustices of the boss. You were working class. You married and brought your too-white, rich wife to California. Remember when she found a check for $10,000 in her pocket and it was no big deal? Funny. I only remember she was a blonde Italian girl, but white, so damned white. Some of the memories, Dennis, make me want to throw up right now. What went wrong, Dennis? How did you end up so alone in this world? I could have imagined it of others, Dennis. Weaker-willed, less going for them, and you always seemed. And isn't that always the surprise? The least expected, never suspected are always the ones. Why is this grabbing me so hard? A fist is squeezing my heart, my lungs. I've known people who've killed themselves before. My cousin jumped from the Tappan Zee Bridge years ago. But you are the first to commit suicide. Like committing adultery, it's a sin in my world. Although I can't conceive of a God who would punish such an already tortured soul. Dennis, how did it get so bad, so out of hand? How did the Scotch tape holding your life together become so brittle? If I'd known, I would have bought duct tape. Its shiny silver facade would have eased you through the days. Damn, Dennis, your life is worth so much more than 5 words. 4 if we ignore the high. Try as I might, I cannot remember your wife's name. It was more like a business arrangement, each contributing a portion to the common bills with your own money left over. Is that what happened, Dennis? I'm speaking to the darkness now, and an image floats, a dozen bagels devoured. You must have had feet that weighed 10,000 pounds or the metabolism of an atomic bomb because you remained a beanpole. And I remember your wife barely now, and how she clung to you at the Christmas party like an insecure child, her head on your shoulder for most of the night. What happened, Dennis? It's getting late. I'm scared of the darkness now. And Dennis, one last thing, please. What happened when you reached the other side? This one is called Jealous Believers. It used to be known as Answers to Prayers. It was once also known as I Believe. It was workshopped here, so I have to thank many of the people in the room for their input and insight into this. Jealous Believers. When I was growing up, Mama dragged me to Glory Land every Sunday morning and Wednesday evening trying to save my soul. What she didn't know was my soul was already taken, spoken for, so to speak. Started when my daddy began his weekly visits to my bed when I was 4 or so and didn't know no better. At first, I thought this was things girls did to make their daddies happy. After all, that's what he told me. Like the good girl Mama was fashioning to be, I kept our secret from her, my teachers, the rest of the world. Weren't until they told us about our body rights and inappropriate touching I knew no different. By then, it was too late. Something inside me had already turned the blackest of coal. Felt downright uncomfortable sitting in there. I could feel the ugliness of it moving around different parts like a big old crawling garden spider. Once, when it settled up behind my left ear for a spell, I felt the ugliness grow kind of like a cancer. That day, I prayed to the dark man himself. You know, the guy with many names. Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub. Yeah, they taught us about him at Bible school at Glory Land every Wednesday from 7 to 8. So I prayed to him. And you know what? He listened to me. He made my daddy disappear. Looked normal enough. His car got caught in the train tracks and he was smashed to smithereens. But I knew the dark man was behind it. You know, the guy with many names. Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub. Every Sunday morning and Wednesday evening, I continued to go with Mama to Glory Land so she would believe. Thank you. That one was also in word salad, and I thank you very much. One more, and this one is not in word salad, so we'll see what you think of this one. This one is called Play Hide and Seek. I see them, eyes follow, peek from the corner of my rearview mirror, challenge my glance to cease. I feel it. Presence fainter than your shadow playing upon my skin, drawing connect the dots and the goosebumps. I smell it. Cologne glued into hiding in my pillow washed yet again, creeping out of secret crevices. I hear it. Voices crossing my line, signals mix, chanting, I am you, I am me. I know you are there taunting, since teaching me to stalk the stalker in the cloak of noon shadows. Thank you.